Happy Sunday fun day, everybody. Welcome. We're going to get into the stew today, okay? Got my incense going here. I was going to do a pre-reading, and then all of a sudden I was like, let's do it. Let's do the live. Why not? Yes, Palo Santo gets kind of strong here. But it's good for the cards. Hopefully you guys got your crystals and stuff all charged up, okay? Hopefully my connection sticks. The reason I didn't end up keeping the pre-recording, because I don't know how long this reading is going to go, you know? And I don't want to be arbitrarily cutting off the message if that's what we need to be doing. So we're going to go ahead and get started with some of my message deck cards, okay? So we'll see what's popping out of here. It's like actually kind of a nice day out today, you guys. I mean, it's still hot, but it's not as oppressive as it's been, and there's a breeze outside, so it's kind of nice. So hopefully you are enjoying your Sunday fun day. I sure hope so. Says I am. I can be very jealous and possessive. What's that about? What's that about? You don't own me. You ever hear that one? I'm not just one of your many toys. You don't owe anyone any explanations. No, you do not. No, you do not. So you might be telling that to this person that's kind of acting jealous or possessive, why they even are in the first place, right? It's like, you might want to, yeah, you're like, yeah, okay, I can't date you. So if this person is way too jealous and possessive, you might be like, look, I can't date somebody like that. And vice versa. Maybe they're just somebody who needs something super clingy, and they're like, I can't date you unless you're like, you know, attached to my hip, right? And you're like, I that's not how I operate. I actually don't owe you any explanations, okay? Like with my time, especially if you're not like in any kind of like real commitment, you guys. Like, do not let people, you know, like it's kind of like that dressing for the job you want versus the job you have, okay? Yeah, you can dress for the job you want, but if your task that day is to be, you know, out detasseling corn, you want to make sure that you're dressed appropriately, okay? You're not going to wear your prom dress out to the cornfield, are you? That would be stupid. And the collective is not stupid, are we? Okay, right. So, and now, remember, if you are in the chat, please be respectful. I saw him or her with an X. Okay. This could be you. I feel like this is somebody who's interested in you, though, saying like, you know, like, don't worry about them. They're already seeing somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, they went back to their ex type thing. So that could be relevant for you. So this is a collective reading today. I can say reckless things. I'm sorry. So somebody feeling a little apologetic, perhaps. And this could be because they're in a phase of like maybe paying attention to what's important, okay? So that they want to now like kind of make some kind of amends and apologize. Let's see what else comes out here today. There is no real agenda except that this is a collective reading, so I don't take any personal questions during the live readings, but I do provide the chat to be open so that you can comment if something resonates with you. Please be respectful of others in the chat and also your comments directed towards me and this channel. Because if for some reason you decide to be ishy, then you will be washed out of the chat, right? You know, it's like, here's your escort that you wanted, okay? So it's just one of those things, right? Manifest wisely. Be careful what you wish for. You know, some people be like, oh, yeah, I want somebody who thinks only of me and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe that's why you ended up with this jealous and possessive person. And now you're like, look, I can't deal with this. Right? Like, I thought I wanted somebody like so into me, like, but like you're way into me in a way that like I can't breathe. Right? Um, so that could be the conversation here saying, I can't date you. Okay. So let's get into the tarot some more and see what is going on with this message today. Okay. So if this isn't your message today, don't sweat it. You know, there's plenty of other videos on the channel. I did a whole series of full moon readings leading up to the full moon that we had this weekend. Okay. So if that is still impacting you in some way, you may want to go check out one of those readings, okay? Three of Cups. Three's a party or three's a crowd. Well, if they feel like, you know, it's like if they feel like they can't leave you alone, right? Like that's kind of the jealous and possessive thing, right? But again, I feel like collective, you're like, look, I'm not doing anything wrong. Like, you know, maybe you're hanging out with your friends watching the game or something, you know what I mean? Like, or maybe you're with your golfing buddies. Maybe you're at a happy hour after work, literally the truth, Ace of Swords, and this person's throwing a conniption fit like, oh, I can't believe you're talking and socializing with other people, blah, blah, blah. And you're kind of like coming up here and being like, you know what? This was me before we got together. This is me now. I don't really owe you any explanations. Like, so for some of you, this could be literally part of your job, right? Like, if you don't talk to people as part of your job, people are going to think that they're like snubbing you or something. So this kind of person who just is like so on your, you know, just wanting to be on, you know, your last nerve, literally. You're just kind of saying like, I can't date you right now. Like you're not what I'm looking for. And that is the truth of the situation. Okay. You may not even be attracted to this person, and that may be something that's fueling this jealousy and possessiveness, because it's like, look, you're to smother me like that much, I don't even want anything to do with it, right? You're like, I don't want to end up on another episode of 48 Hours. Yeah, you're like, I'm ready for my peaceful, you know, afternoon listening to the game or watching it with the guys, and then I'm gonna come home and take a nap, and then maybe I'm gonna eat something later. Like, you know, again, like kind of like this reading, there's no big agenda. You're just living in the moment, okay? And so again, this, you know, like, why aren't you answering your phone? Like I've had somebody call, you know, there's a client that I need to get back to, but it's like, I'm not working, like this is my work that I'm doing on Sunday, fine. You know, like I actually enjoy this kind of thing. Whereas, you know, exchanging emails and having a big long phone call with somebody and having to provide them instructions, I'm saving that for Monday. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, call me during, you know, bother me during business hours. Don't expect me to work on a Sunday. You know? And unless that's my scheduled shift. Understand? Like, it just, yeah, you're kind of like, again, you don't really owe people explanations because, again, you're taking care of your own. You know, yeah. We built this city. Although it's one of my favorite, like 80s, almost, you know, you know, and it kind of got cheesy there a little bit, but it's okay. You know, this is kind of like, you're just like, so You know, Wisconsin made a whole state about cheese. Otherwise, would anybody care about Wisconsin that isn't a football fan? Sorry, Wisconsin. I mean, there is the beer thing, but you know, not everybody drinks, but almost everybody eats cheese, except the lactose intolerant, and I really do feel for you, right? I had a friend that was lactose intolerant, and he used to take that medicine. He made this like really, really good cheesy lasagna, but it made him sick. So he would take that medicine every time before he would eat it, so he was able to eat it and kind of like enjoy it. Otherwise, you know, he really couldn't eat those things, you know. Five of Swords, yeah. Smiling through the pain, smile another day. And this kind of like, I saw him or her the next, this kind of solidified too, like how fast you know that this person was like gonna rebound into some kind of situation. You know how it is after the breakup, and then one person is like miraculously in some relationship right away. Okay. Yeah, does it ever last? Yeah, okay. You know, whereas collective, I feel like you're very much more the relationship with yourself is what is more important. And again, that is also driving some of this possessiveness with this person. It's like they don't have any hobbies. Their hobby is watching you. Okay. There's that movie. I love this movie though. It's called Say Anything, and he says like, my hobby is dating your daughter, and he's like horrified. You know, I mean, like you know, it's like, yeah, that sounds cute. Like, oh, their interest is all about you, right? But like, if they have zero other priorities, then it's like you're under like inspection. You know what I mean? And then that's you know, when this starts to flare up, you know, and then it's you start feeling that defensiveness, like, you know, like, you know, I don't have to tell you that I have to go to the bathroom. Okay, like you might be doing it as kind of like a heads up, like, hey, I'm gonna run over to, you know, the bathroom, I'll be right back, blah blah blah, but you're not like, you know, wrapping your whole day around it, right? um so if you're not like in a partnership with this person currently, I would definitely caution against, you know, any kind of cohabitation or anything where they kind of like can almost trap you in a situation. Okay. That's how I'm reading it. And to be honest, the thing is, they will kind of go with anybody. You know, this is giving off pick me, right? It's giving off pick me energy. Yeah. You know, that might not be the truth that some of you want, and it's like, oh, we're, because then people start thinking like, oh, were they just using me for resources, money, sex, I mean, you know, anything? And the answer to that is yes. And yeah, that can hurt our heart space, right? But you know, the truth is, when you get rid of that, then you're getting closer to what you need to be, uh, you know, in communion with, in a sense. Okay. And part of that is yourself, part of that is attracting the right people around you, where it's like, you know, yes, this is actually as innocent as it looks. And the the fact that you're projecting all of these accusations, just kind of shows that maybe you have some problems, right, karmics? And this could be part of this, like, well, you know, yeah, maybe you were, you know, out somewhere, and then, you know, one of your friends started talking to somebody, and then, oh God, then you're talking as a girl or something, you know, I mean, if you're a guy. And then, you know, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, I'm going to go off and I'm going to go with so and so and show them, right? That kind of thing. That's what it's giving. Um, and, you know, they say the people that you hang around is kind of like how you act. And if this person's that kind of reckless, then is that what has been rubbing off in some way, with either your person or, the people that you've been around collective, unfortunately, not really giving you this 10 of Pentacles here like the universe wants to, right? You're like, yeah, I'm ready to step it up and get with somebody that knows what's going on. Okay? Somebody that knows how to communicate. This is in the throat chakra. And somebody who aligns with your vision. And this was in the third eye. Okay? The 10 of Pentacles. And did I not mention it's the 10 of friggin' Pentacles? Like, hello. This is like Ed McMahon showing up at your door, folks. Okay? I don't know how. It's just like, it's that moment where you're just kind of like, I don't have to worry about this anymore. There's some major stability here, and there's somebody not only holding me accountable, but I'm holding them accountable, right? Oh boy, and this is gonna come through quick. Okay, so yeah, all of this trashiness, wonkalicious stuff, you're done with that, and you're on to manifesting the better things in life, right? You're like, actually, I do know what the finer things in life are, and I'm cool going on doing that, even if you have to do it alone for a little while, right? Okay. I'm gonna get some meditation cards, you guys. I think that may be helpful with some of this energy. And, I am purposefully appearing on camera today. I will mention that just because I know a lot of readers don't, and they like to focus on the message. I also want to show on this channel that, I may be an intuitive person, but I'm also a real person, right? I'm not some program hiding behind a screen somewhere. This is a real thing. Okay, so I want especially people that consider themselves empathic, intuitive, maybe you're clairvoyant, clairsentient, any of the clairs really, that you may not share these characteristics with folks around you. That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, right? It doesn't mean that you're not experiencing that. Okay, so dream work. Yeah, you may be getting messages through your dreams. That was one thing that I always paid attention to when I was younger. I used to keep like a dream journal, and try and write things down when I wake up. This paying attention to your dreams in more ways than one, not just like your goals and your dreams, like hopes and dreams, but also your actual literal dreams. And it's like, maybe you're like, oh, I just dreamed about this cat that I had when I was like younger. What? You know what I mean? Like, okay, write it down. When you get some time, go and, check out maybe some of the dream symbols, or the theme of, having a pet, or, the specific type of pet. Maybe that animal is trying to talk to you as, some kind of guardian or spirit animal, okay? So don't discount those things, right? There's a lot of people that pay a lot of money in analysis, right, to psychologists and psychiatrists telling them, I had this crazy dream, right? Don't overthink the possibility of what it's trying to tell you, okay? So, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, is it not? Okay. Why? I was channeling, you guys. This is so funny. Because it's like, okay. This was the analogy that I was getting earlier. So it's kind of like, some people are good at geometry. Like I happen to be okay at geometry in high school. It's not everybody's subject. It's kind of like being intuitive might be, you know, somebody's subject. Working on cars might be somebody's subject. You know, being a good organizer, you know, of, you know, like physical, you know, things, or even people, right? Leadership might be some type of thing. Okay, so it's, yeah, and it's just so funny that the geometry thing came out. It's like, what? You know, and sometimes we don't have time to explore these things because we're busy doing other things, right? Don't they say that all the time? It's like, oh, people say, oh, when I retire, I want to do all the things that I never had time to do. Okay. Well, you know, maybe you don't work 7 days a week, hopefully, right? And you have a day off every now and then. And on that day off, you can start doing some of those things that you never got the time to do, right? Or never made the time to do. It's very important to start doing those things while you still have the physical capacity, for one, okay? Passion. Yeah, what are you passionate about? Okay? I feel like once you start focusing on this stuff, a lot of things are going to be changing for the better in your life. Like, you're actually going to start doing better. You know what I mean? This, like, I can say reckless things, I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe you're very flippant with things that you say. Maybe you don't think about things or outcomes after you say it. You know, and maybe that's something that you're changing. All right. But part of that is because you're getting some strong direction as well. It's like taking that wild tiger energy and now you're channeling it into the specific purposeful things, okay, that's going to help you along your journey, going to help others around you, right? Okay. So I am going to go ahead and pull some Moonology just because we did have that big old beautiful moon come through, right? La-ti-da. 20. Oh man, we're doing great on time today. We're just flying by. Sometimes it feels like I've been here an hour, you know what I mean? Already it's like that, you know, but I don't feel that in the energy today. So, you know, a lot of you could have been cleansing as well. All right. You know, maybe because it's so hot, you know, you haven't had the windows open, but maybe at night you're like, I gotta crack this air open. I gotta circulate. I gotta, you know what I mean? There's this again. It's like they wanted you to stay in one place and be stagnant. And you're like, actually, no, that's not me. Therefore, I gotta keep it moving, right? And that's when you decide to go out on your own, okay? Now, you know, somebody might not like that, so they're gonna say all sorts of things about the collective. Well, the collective did this to me, and the collective did that to me, and then, all right. You know, you're free to talk. Nobody's stopping you. But at the end of the day, it's that kind of, you know, swing and a miss. And actually, it's 3 strikes you're out, not 5. So, a time for healing. Yeah. I think that that's part of what you've seen here too, collective, is that you're turning the table into a place to celebrate, not to, you know, experience heaviness and pain and, you know, whatever. You know, you're like, yeah, I get it, that exists, but you know what? I'm not the world's savior. In fact, you know, we were supposed to already have one of those. So why are you pointing the finger at me? Right? What What's that song by Depeche Mode? Personal Jesus? Johnny Cash did a remake of it. Listen to it sometime. Okay? You're very close to achieving your goal. Give us moon. Okay? It's like you're hearing the call, you're heeding the call. Yeah. Following those passions. Following what's giving you the good luck. It's like, well, when I was doing this, it didn't exactly turn out for me. Well, we all know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. But the collective has received this message that says, hey, we can do something different, right? And we don't have to fall into this trap. I was just thinking of the Goonies. It's like, trap. You know, Chester Copperpot. Did he tell anybody what he was doing? And look what happened to him. Okay? Just saying. Kind of like that guy that went climbing, he had to cut off his arm. Okay? Obviously the man is a brilliant climber. But, sometimes it helps to give somebody a heads up. Right? Help locate the body later. Okay? Your commitment is being tested. Where's quarter moon? Okay? Oh, man. Yeah, I know. I'm ready to. Okay, let's do one more. My commitment to this reading is literally now being tested. Okay. It's Sunday. I'm ready to chill. Hold your vision. What's in your vision? I'd hold it too because it has a 10 of Pentacles in there. Money, 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 money. For the love of money. For the love of money. And Ed McMahon came up, like Publishers Clearinghouse. Y'all, is somebody going to win the lotto out there? I don't give lotto numbers or anything like that. But I'm just saying. If you happen to have a scratch off today in your hand, I mean, I hope it turns out for you, because I ain't got one over here, so somebody's gonna win something, right? All right. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, I believe. Please do like the video or subscribe to the channel. It helps pass the messages around. And until next time, please manifest wisely. Bye.